You've lined up the shot, you're excited, you've got that perfect composition, you can see the finished image in your head, you're ready to shoot. Not quite. It's time to make that first creative camera setting. Welcome to the channel, Hayward here. Your very first creative decision when you create your photograph should be to choose your aperture, and this video will explain why I feel that way. Unless you are creating some sort of special effect image that you need shutter speed to mitigate, for instance, you're trying to deliberately create blur, or you're trying to capture something that's moving quickly, you need a high shutter speed. Unless you're doing something like that, your first creative decision, in my opinion, should be to choose your aperture. Aperture will have the biggest impact on the technical and artistic quality of your image, second only to your sensor. Your sensor's baked in, you've got your camera. So your first creative setting should be aperture. I feel aperture is this important for two reasons. One, it determines what is in focus in your image, therefore what your viewer's eye will go to, or what you consider important, or what you want to feature in your image. All these things are done with aperture because the plane of focus is determined by aperture. How deep or shallow will it be? What do you want your viewers to see? Do you want your viewers to see everything, or do you want your viewer's eye to go to one thing, like the eyes in a portrait that's been shallow focused? The second thing is, and it's just the other side of the coin from the first, it determines what's not in focus in your image, what's not important, where you don't want your viewers to look. So if you're shooting a landscape and you want everything in focus, you want your viewers to take it in, so your composition's real darn important there. If you're shooting a portrait and the background isn't great, or you want to create a soft effect with the background for artistic purposes, then aperture is vital, that you have a stop that's shallow enough to do that for you. Think about that. If you have a background that's not great, you're trying to soften it up. But if you have a background that is awesome and you want to put an artistic spin on it, like colored lights or something like that, aperture can get you there. It's a very creative setting. When you choose your aperture, you will immediately know if you've got the right lens for the job you're trying to photograph. As an example, if you're trying to do a portrait and you want a soft, blurry background, but your lens only goes down to f4, you might not have the lens for the job. I mean, it depends on focal length, right? There's compression that goes on with different focal lengths. There's a lot of factors here. In this video, I'm trying to simplify for clarity what the aperture can do for you and how important it is creatively to choose it first. Also, if you don't have extremely high quality glass, the aperture can be your friend. You can use a deeper stop to minimize some of the defects in the glass. All lenses are better towards the middle of their range usually, f8, f11 up in there, maybe down to 5.6. If you have an inexpensive lens going down to f2, you might see some things you don't like in your image. Aperture will tell you that right away. Let's go over a few sample images here where I can show you the creative use of aperture in photography, whether it's shallow or deep focus, and how it's a very important creative choice in your photography. I've chosen just a few images here from a photo walk where I was testing a manual lens, so I don't actually have any lens data here in Lightroom. It was a very wide angle lens and it was manual focus. But for this purpose, it works fine. So this first image is a good illustration of focusing the eye. If you look at the grid, I've got it right about at the rule of thirds point here, this intersection. And the focus point is right on it. Focus is sharp right here and it really falls away. I think I was shooting at something like f1.5. So from the front of the basket to the back is focused and soft. That focus is very shallow, but when you look at the whole image, it's pretty cool. So here's another image. Again, soft focus where the background was really pretty and colorful. My wife here, we were in a bakery, and this wasn't ugly. It was pretty, but making it soft focus really did some fun things with these lights. It starts to really have that bokeh look with these lights, and it makes a very pretty image. Now let's switch to everything in focus. This is at least, I think, shot at f8. And so edge to edge, even though this is a really wide angle lens, everything's in focus, at least to the ability of that lens for what you would expect for a landscape shot. Same with this one. It's a very industrial shot, and I wanted everything in focus from all the way back here up to the edges. It's almost like a lens test. I don't know if it was any deeper than f8, but it got the job done. That's what I was looking for. So what does it take to choose your aperture first? Well, you have to be in a right camera mode, which will allow you to do that. Of course, manual mode, you choose everything yourself, choose your aperture. But there's also aperture priority mode that, depending on the camera you use, you could be called different things, but the idea is you set the aperture first, that's your creative decision, and then the camera will set shutter speed and maybe even ISO to make that aperture work. For more information on the ins and outs of aperture priority mode, check out this video I'm going to link here. I hope this has been helpful to you. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, cheers.